Welcome to the WAN show.
The first.
Moving back. Okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna post an R's
With layers.
Yeah.
So we're going to take you through the entire story of how these vulnerabilities were discovered.
Coming up with some answers and then ditching those answers because it's making a lot of other things faster when it does guess correctly.
It's pretty much only upside.
Yeah.
So this is a property of modern
one
CPUs.
person,
yes.
That would be a reason why. Spoiler alert. These.
Hey, does anyone want like
vulnerabilities don't
Dodgy or
really have as
Ganesh,
much of an
someone like
impact
that?
on much older chips.
Yeah. So Spectre and Meltdown that we're going to be talking about today it perturbs the processor state in detectable ways, which is bad. That essentially, when you break that down, means that these vulnerabilities can watch, even though it doesn't have access to
Anyone want
these
anything?
code paths, these speculative execution code paths. It can figure out what they're doing, which is bad because it gives them more information. And it could result in more things down the line. Meltdown and Spectre is what we know of right now. So again, to break down what Meltdown and Spectre are, Meltdown, it's applicable to every Intel chip made for many years. I don't think we know necessarily right now.
Actually,
there is a list. Yeah.
We should show the list.
I don't entirely know if the list is...
You don't believe my list?
Oh. We didn't do screen share.
We have an HDMI
They're
alert
like
here.
the classic meme of WAN show, which is it's late, screen sharing is never set
We're not
up,
prepared.
and audio doesn't work. Yes, except what screen is that? What? That's not up on either.
Oh shit, you didn't bandage it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I asked if anyone want Dodgy.
Anyways, there is a list. I can post it in the Twitch chat, so you guys can check it out yourselves.
Suffice to say, it's basically every Intel chip for the last 15 years.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. And it's going to affect different chips in different ways, which is another interesting part. Newer chips have certain standards which will actually help them deal with this a little bit better than certain older chips. It also affects different programs differently. So certain programs are going to get hit by this really heavily. Microsoft has found, we'll go into that more later, but Microsoft has found that certain antiviruses have been using things in undocumented ways that utilize this type of stuff. So when they try to turn it off, again, we're going to get into that more later. I'm trying to be vague because we'll go more deeply into that later. It causes problems for the antivirus programs, which is a nightmare. But anyways, it's all a whole mess. But
that
Meltdown,
was basically a verbal table of contents.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Meltdown,
Chapter 1.
Applicable to every Intel chip for many years, listed in the Twitch chat, and will be in the doc if you access the forum. So if you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this on SoundCloud, which a few people do, it does actually happen. Some people do listen to this on SoundCloud. You can go into the description and there will be a forum link. If you go to that, that'll show the doc, and in the doc there will be a link with all capital letters that says list of affected Intel CPUs. Anyways, moving on. Every Intel chip for many years, along with certain high-performance ARM designs, only high-performance ARM designs. This flaw depends on the way that operating systems share memory between user programs and the kernel, and the solution right now carries some performance penalty. In certain cases, really brutal ones. I believe the highest reported that I've seen is about 30%.
Yeah, but I think that's more anomalous. It's usually, it's usually, especially if I have a newer CPU, it's about 5%.
Yeah, it's very rarely that bad. It's also only certain processes and programs that are going to get affected by it, and it's also less as impactful if you have newer chips.
And it's going to depend on what you're doing too. I've heard in gaming it can result in like 3 frames per second of your FPS. So
yeah,
but it really is going to depend.